I might actually win this NaNoWriMo. And I don't want to jinx it. Welcome to another episode of Sitting Down with Soul Writer. I'm Jenna O'Malley, your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references. I can't believe I might actually win this NaNoWriMo, especially considering how last November went. Some of you were like, Jenna, stop. I saw you win Camp Nano in July and April. Stop. It's different when it's actually this month for various reasons. But yeah, the messy tracking book has me all the way up to 25,676 words as of yesterday. I didn't get nearly as much writing done yesterday as I wanted, just because various things going on. In part, some of my issue, I realize I'm really into info dumping a little bit too much. Let's go ahead and see what I mean. Before we check it out and rock it, take care of yourself. I know you're worth it. Now let's rock it. So first and foremost, this is the first NaNoWriMo ever in my life where I haven't actually done it full plotter. I've purposefully been a plantster with it. I didn't go full tilt, and I tried a completely different method. I used, of course, Sarah Cannon's work that she has for Preptober and plotting your character sheets and your actual novel from over in the Heart Breathings community. Please check the links down below, especially as we're getting ready to go into Publish and Thrive and HB90 for December and beyond, with Q1 of 2023 on the way. So please do go ahead and check my affiliate link in the description box below, the YouTube channel, and of course the Facebook group join links for Heart Breathings. Sarah, thank you so much for giving us these highly adaptable, highly modifiable materials. As a teacher, I love that a writer of any stage can use them. Let's go ahead and, well, see a little bit what's going on behind the scenes here. Some of you are like, why are you constantly looking that way? Why are you constantly looking that way? I'm sprinting as we speak. So, hello. I don't know if you can hear Thor making scratchy noises, but that probably feels like how NaNoWriMo is going for most of us right now. Nails on chalkboard and plastic. So I took the character sheets and plot outlining materials from Sarah, printed them off because I like to do a lot of my world building by hand. For me, there is something very much attuning to my work by using a pen and paper. So I did print them off and use them in my own way. Of course, my scribble scratch is disgusting. I have dysgraphia. I'm sure most of you are like, that's disgusting. I can read it, but I did something a little bit extra with it too. If you notice at the bottom, I drew a, quote, soul card from the tarot deck that I normally use for writing, and I'll share it with you here in a moment. So each character got a soul card. It helped me determine things like what star sign they are, because if you know anything about astrology and tarot, those two can be related. And then I also took and did the inner and outer motivation on the back. I drew a card for each. Now, in some cases, I chose to only note the upright position, because if you flip cards upside down and read them in the reverse, they can have a different meaning. Not always are uprights good, and not always are reversals bad, is why I did that. So if I felt like I needed one or the other or both on the reading of what the interpretation of the card could be, that's the notes I gave myself. Yes, I did this separately, each for the main characters. Amber, she's our human who will become a vampire. And then Varian, who's been a vampire for a couple of thousand years. So that did a lot to build the plot before I even started actually outlining the plot. So it was a really strong frame of reference for me. So let's take a little bit closer look at the deck I used for this. I specifically bought this deck, well, asked for this deck as a birthday present, more specifically, from my mother-in-law, so that I could have a teeny tiny deck that lives in my writing travel bag. I have a little backpack that is big enough for the tablet I'm recording this on and a couple of writing things, and this deck fits perfectly in one of the side pockets, and it's snug, but I can get it out, so on and so forth. And the cards, if I open it up, are really cute. Of course, they're all kitty cats, and well, I'm the crazy cat lady, so why not? But the back of them look like this. And then, just to show you an example, this deck massively needs reorganized to its correct assortment, because as you can see, I've been using it whenever I get stuck too. If I have writer's block, I literally draw a card and read what that card says. If that card didn't help me, I draw more until I get a closer connection to the next point, okay? So again, literally dealing with the old turn of phrase, you got to deal with the hand or the cards that life deals you. Some of you are probably wondering where you can get this deck. I did not purchase it from Amazon, but I can put an Amazon link below if you would like it. I believe I bought it at a shop in or outside of Hershey, PA. The stickers I use, these are getting to be very popular because of things like the Ritual Planner, Law of Attraction Planner, and others, where they're actually letting you use a daily card draw as a journal or planning technique. So I can put a link in the box below for this as well. But not only does it have, you know, compare that to the sides, the length of my hand a little bit, and the length of my fingers a little bit if you want. They're fairly sized stickers. But the other thing that I absolutely loved was at the end, they have a little guide chart. Now, to be fair, my kitty cat meanings may have a slight difference from the traditional rider weight, because you can see that's the meanings that it's based off of because it's the design it uses. But for me, that's okay. I cared far more about the random draw potential than exactly what the cat meaning meant versus the traditional interpretation from rider weight. So that was a personal choice on my part. There is a guidebook for this one that is in there, but it's teeny tiny. There's a bigger deck, and you can use any deck you like. I have 2 full-size decks that I use for personal use, but I, again, wanted something for travel. So if you are interested in using something like that for your plotting, there is another book you could actually go check out. So I got to give huge props to Penumbra Mine, M.M. Ward, or as we all lovingly know her around these parts, Mama Maggie. She got me into this book. It's kind of textbooky. I'm okay with that. I'm a teacher. But it's tarot for writers. Literally, the first thing it says on the top, kickstart your creativity. I love this book. It's so huge because it has a bunch of exercises. It tells you how to use different tarot draw layouts to your advantage, how to use chapter by chapter draws, how to do character creation their way. I comboed their way with Sarah's templates for the Heart Breathing community, of course. But yes, perfect. If you can see, they also have each card broken down. And that's what takes up the bulk of the book. I have referred to this. I haven't, I'm going to admit, this takes up a lot of space in my backpack right now. And I'm getting to where I'm okay not traveling with it and just making notes to look it up later. But those breakdowns in the back where they literally give you writing prompts based on the card. For example, 3 of Wands, the writing prompt examples on page 217 of the book are a risky investment, a surprising business partnership, a fleet of ships and unexpected cargo, a storm at sea, and body language. You could take those writing prompts any number of positions as you like. So if you're really wanting to look into how to use tarot to your advantage in writing, this is one method. Of course, links below. And sorry for the paper shuffling in the background. Then I used that to guide me through actually just making notes about things for like the setting. I literally just wrote, we're on Space Station Callisto / SS Jupiter 4. That's it. Allies, wrote who their allies are just very briefly, kept it really, really brief. I gave myself solid seeds to grow toward, and I'm already halfway through the plot of it all. And I keep finding that I'm going back to that character design sheet a lot with the tarot card readings in play to remind myself this is how to keep it centric to these characters. This is who they are, what they need in the greater world I'm making. And yet I'm still info dumping like crazy. I know that was one of the weakest points of book 1 to what is now the Myrna Annals, called Bound by Fate and Blood. When I added in there the fact that I had 2 characters who were very naturally super studious and who are very naturally very meticulous people. Ian, a Scottish merchant. He's really good at what he does, including designing his own ships. And then Neftiri, who basically runs a government on her own covertly. So they tend to be very detail-oriented characters, and I noticed whenever I have detail-oriented characters, I get info dumpy. And that is really coming out strongly between Amber and Varian. Varian is extremely meticulously detail-oriented. He is trained to fix, heal, whatever, both physical, like human ailment viruses and technological computer viruses, because we're set in the year 4200 and something, I think. So yeah, technologically speaking, it's very advanced. Amber is not quite that observant just because of her cards. What really truly inspired me to do it this way was the old phrase of being forced to deal with the cards you're dealt in life. So I'm literally forcing my characters to be dealt a specific hand and seeing how they react within the confines of this space opera paranormal romance crossover to make it happen. And I think I'm going to do it for every book in this series. I think it's very worthwhile to note that not every single project is going to be done the exact same way for the exact same reason. And that's okay. That's how you remain a lifelong learner. And if you're not willing to remain a lifelong learner, maybe writing's not for you, because the path to writing is exploration. So I have some other videos I'm getting ready to put out here soon by request, including information on my Kickstarter I'll be doing soon. That's probably going to be more towards Vlogmas time. So thank you everyone for being here. I really truly could not do this if it were not for all of you. If there's anything you want me to cover topic-wise, let me know in the comment section below. How's your nano going? Let me see what's going on. Let me know how I can help in any way. But above all, take care of yourself. I know you're worth it. Bye.